Good afternoon. It's good to be back. It's been a little while. Today is Sunday, the 11th of September. And yeah, greetings. It's been a little while. I took a summer break, but good to be back with you on the mat. Again, if you've not joined before, my name is Mark and this is Akwaaba Yoga. So I'm going to go through a 20-minute yoga sesh, moving our bodies before coming back to stillness at the end. So yeah, let's get started. We're going to start in a seated position. So either come maybe cross-legged or maybe up on your knees, on your shins, if that's a bit more comfortable. There we go. And we're going to just come into our breath before we kick off. So before we kick off, this is us kicking off. Breath is such an important element of our practice. Let's just close our eyes, roll the shoulders back. Let's become aware of our spine set nice and tall. And just in our natural breath, just inhaling and exhaling, in and out through the nose, in and out through the mouth, whatever's comfortable, whatever suits. And I'm going to start to breathe with awareness, with intention, but drawing our focus to our breath, obviously inhaling through the nose and exhale out through the nose. So straight away we're coming into our Ujjayi breath, inhaling in, out through the nose and exhale out through the nose. Let's just keep that going for the next couple of rounds. We're going to use the Ujjayi breath to help us tune in and to help us come into our flow. So maintain that Ujjayi breath. Let's just start to blink open the eyes. When I come, let's come into tabletop. So hands are underneath our shoulders, knees are stacked underneath our hips, so feet are flat. Start to take some cat and cows and inhale, just take the belly down, the gaze up towards the front, diagonal. Tailbone goes high. Exhale is round in the upper back. Press our hands into the floor. Take our gaze to our belly. And again, undulating through the back here. Inhaling and exhale to round. And again, last round here. Dropping the chest down, the gaze goes high. Exhale to round in the upper back. And release. Let's come back into a neutral spine. And take our feet floor. If it doesn't, just let it hover or just create a pillow with the arms. And we'll take the forehead down to the ground. We're nice and relaxed in the shoulder, perhaps our chest. We can maybe feel our chest pressing against our thighs. If it's a little bit uncomfortable, feel free just to press up off the bum so your tailbone is lifted. Just take any variation that maybe suits your practice for today. We're sending our Ujjayi breath, deep inhaling, and exhale out through the nose. On the next breath, I'm going to press back up into our tabletop, curl the toes under, press our hands into the mat and come into our first downward facing dog of the day. Let's just walk out through the feet here as we stretch out through the calf muscles before we energetically start to draw the heels down towards the mat. Press out, hands into the floor, see if you can lengthen out through the arms. Maybe you want to take a slight bend in the knees. If that suits your practice today. Wherever we are, we're just coming into stillness. One long breath in. As we come high on the toes, And let's jump or step through towards the front of the mat as we meet in our ragdoll. Just swaying from left to right. The arms, the head is heavy. Or we just come into stillness once again. And let's come into a halfway lift. So our hands on the shins, lengthen out through the arms. So the gaze just be on the front of the mat. Exhale, soften to release. And again, inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, soften to release. On the next inhale, let's float the arms up towards the ceiling. Nice and long throughout the body. Exhale, hands into prayer at the center of your chest. On the next inhale, let's take the hands up towards the ceiling. Maybe follow the hands up with the gaze. Breathe beyond the fingers here. On the exhale, we're bending from the hips. Utkatasana as we're coming down. And the arms and the head be heavy. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down at the front of the mat to step back with the left foot, step back with the right foot as we meet in our high plank, Akwaaba Yoga. Just look forwards and back on the toes. If it's a little bit tricky here, or you want to take an alternative variation, come down to the knees. Whether we're knees down or knees up, let's bend into the elbows to come all the way down to a low plank, bringing our chest to the floor, uncurl the toes. I'm going to tuck the elbows in towards the ribs, press up into an upward facing dog. So we're lengthening up through the arms here. On the exhale, curl the toes under as we come into our downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale out. And on the exhale, we're just softening into the shoulders. And again, energetically, just bringing our heels down towards the mat. On the next breath, we're going to start to lift that right leg up. So it's parallel with the mat, with the floor. Or maybe take it up towards the back diagonal for one breath. And on the exhale, we're going to bring the knee all the way through the body. You might need to shuffle that foot forward. We're going to step the right foot just on the inside of the right hand. Let's drop down onto that left heel. Take a bend in that right knee as we get ready for our warrior one. So floating the arms up, either side of the ear. You're pressing out through the back end of the left foot. The left leg is nicely engaged. Ready for one more breath. Let's open out into warrior two. So right arm goes forward, left arm goes back. On the next inhale, I'm going to flip that right palm over and come up into a reverse warrior, taking the left hand perhaps into the left hip. As we stretch out through the right side of the body, stretching through the intercostal muscles on the right side of muscles in between the ribs, unless I'm mistaken. Before we're going to bring that right arm forwards and come into side angle lunge, I believe, unless I'm mistaken. A bit rusty today. It's going to open up the body towards the left side of the room, taking the left arm up towards the ceiling. Take the gaze up towards the left hand, down towards the floor. We're holding it for another 3 breaths. Maybe take the left hand and wrap it around the lower back. That's not quite working. Just place the left hand on the sacrum, on the lower back. For another 2. Another 1. And press up once again into our warrior 2. We're going to shuffle that right foot back a little bit as we prepare for our trikonasana, our triangle. We're going to lengthen out through
the right leg. So the right leg is nice and straight with the left. Swing the arms back into warrior arms. And then lean the body forward. Try to touch the front of the room before dropping that right hand down inside of the right shin. The left arm goes up towards the ceiling. Again, we're opening the body up towards the left side of the room. We have another 3, another 2, another 1. On the next breath, let's engage through the core as we come back up. Take a bend in that right knee as we meet once again in our warrior 2. Let's cartwheel the hands down towards the front of the mat. Step that right foot back to join the left as we meet once again in our high plank. Again, either knees down or knees up. Let's walk forwards onto the toes. Bend into the elbows. We're going to come into our chaturanga. Press up into our upward facing dog. Exhale, let's curl the toes under as we meet in that downward facing dog. Deep breath in and exhale out. We're going to repeat it again on the right side and just see if we can pick up the pace ever so slightly as we come into the flow. Alternatively, please do go your own pace. So on the inhale, lift up through the right leg, either parallel towards a back diagonal. Float it through as you come into our warrior 1. Take a bend in the right knee. The arms go up towards the ceiling. On the inhale, on the exhale, open up into warrior 2. On the next breath, let's flip the right palm over as we take reverse warrior. Deep breath in. On the exhale, side angle lunge. As we open up the body towards the left side of the room for 1 breath. On the next inhale, engage with the core. As we come back up in the warrior arms, we might need to shuffle that right foot back as we prepare for Trikonasana. So lean the body forwards. Start to bring that right hand down on the inside of the right foot, or the right shin. So take the gaze out towards the left hand or down to the floor for 1 more breath. So engage with the core as we come back up into our warrior 2. We're going to cartwheel the hands down towards the front of the mat. Spin onto the back toes. And we're going to jump the left foot to meet the right at the front of the mat. On the inhale, come to a halfway lift, hands on the shins. Lengthen out through the arms, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, soften to release. Inhale, bend into the knees and float the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands into prayer at the center of our chest. We're going to see if we can repeat that on the left side now. On the next breath, on the inhale, let's take the hands out towards the ceiling. Nice and long through the body. On the exhale, Utkatasana. So come all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend to the knees. Place the hands down at the front of the mat. Let's step back with the left foot. Jump the right foot back to meet the left. As we meet now, Kumbhakasana, our high plank. We're going to take it through Chaturanga. So rock falls into the toes, bend into the elbows for a low plank. Press through the toes as we come up into our upward facing dog. Let's curl the toes under as we take our downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale to release. On our next breath, let's take the weight into the hands and start to lift up that left leg. So it's parallel with the floor, or up towards the back diagonal, before floating that left leg through. Place the left foot to the front of the mat, just inside with the left hand. Drop down onto that right heel as we prepare for a warrior 1 on the left side. So start to peel the chest away from the thigh. Nice and long in the torso. So if we can engage with the core as we float our arms up, either side of the ears towards the ceiling. On the next breath, we're going to open the body up this time towards the right side. So left arm forwards, right arm goes back. On the next breath, let's flip our left palm over and take that left hand up towards the ceiling. Maybe take the right hand towards the right hip. So come into reverse warrior. Before bringing that left elbow just inside of the left thigh. Maintain the bend in the left knee as we open up the body to the right side of the room. Side angle lunge on the right side. On the next breath, let's engage with the core. As we come back up, we're going to start to lengthen out through the left leg. Again, I'm going to shuffle the left foot a bit further back, just to narrow the distance. I'll come back into warrior arms. Just lean the body forwards for dropping that left hand down on the inside of the left shin. Our right arm goes high. As we open the body up towards the right side of the room, as we come into Trikonasana. On the next breath, let's engage with the core as we come back up and meet once again in warrior two. We're going to cartwheel the hands down towards the front of the mat. Jump the left foot back to meet the right. And together, let's meet now Kumbhakasana, our high plank. Let's come back into our Ujjayi if we lost our breath. On the inhale, we're going to rock forwards and come into Chaturanga. Exhale, bend into the elbows to come into low plank. Press through the toes to press up into an upward facing dog. And on the exhale, curl the toes under. Downward facing dog. Take a long deep breath in through the nose. And exhale out. Let's repeat it again on the left side. On the next breath, we're going to lift the left foot up. Again, so it's parallel up towards the back diagonal. On the exhale, float the left foot forward. Warrior one. Inhale to sweep the arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle lunge. Inhale to float the right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale to press back up into our warrior two. And start to lengthen out through the left leg. If you need to, just narrow the distance. Pressing the left and the right. Coming back into warrior arms, lean the body forward before coming into Trikonasana. For two. For one. Engage with the core to come back up. Into our warrior two. Taking a bend into the left knee. We're going to cartwheel the hands down towards the front of the mat. Turn and face the front of the mat by swiveling on the back toes. And jump that right foot forwards to meet the left. As we meet in our forward fold at the front of the mat. On the inhale, we're going to come to a halfway lift. Exhale, soften to release. Inhale, bend into the knees, float the arms up towards the ceiling. Deep breath in. Exhale, draw the hands to the center of the chest in prayer. Again, we go high up to prayer. Deep breath in. Exhale, bending from the hips to come all the way down. Just meeting our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale, I'm going to start to bend into the knees as much as we need so the heels come up off the floor. Start to walk the hands along the back of the mat. Let's take our arms either side of the legs. And slowly start to come down onto our backs. See if we can lift up that right leg up and over the left. That might be our pose today. If it's not quite reaching, feel free to keep both knees pointing up. I'm going to just drop both knees, whichever variation you're in, over towards the left side of the room. Take our right arm over towards the right side. Take our gaze over towards the right hand. As we come into a supine twist. On the inhale, let's come back towards center. Let's take the other side. So either take both knees over towards the right side, then side by side, or lift the left leg up and over the right. Before dropping the knees over towards the right side of the room. Maybe place the right hand on top of the outside of the left thigh. Just take our gaze over towards the left side of the room. For 3, for 2, for 1. Just draw the knees back up towards center. And then lengthen that through both legs. So long throughout the back of the body. Let the palms face the ceiling. Let's take a deep inhale in through the nose. Softly release out through the mouth. And again, deep breath in. And relax. Let's come to stillness as we embrace Shavasana. So close your eyes. Release the Ujjayi breath. And relax. Feel free to stay in Shavasana as long as you might want or might need, otherwise start to find movement in the hands and toes. Slowly bring your legs up, bring the soles of the feet to flatten the mat. The knees are pointing up. Before we draw our knees into our chest, just lengthen that through the lower back. But draw the knees in, maybe bring the head up towards the knees. Start to rock and roll across the length of the spine. On the next rock up, I'm going to turn and face the front. I'm going to come into my shins this time. You can just place the hands somewhere where it's comfortable, either on the shins, either on the thighs or either side of the body. Let's take a deep inhale in and exhale out. Let's come back into a natural breath. If it's not there already, blink open the eyes, and that's how session done and dusted. So thank you for joining in and practicing. If you're watching back on playback, good to be back with you on the mats. So yeah, look forward to being back again next week, Sunday, same time, 12:30. And yeah, wishing everyone a great Saturday or great Sunday and a great week ahead. Thank you, God bless, take care, goodbye.